Hi guys, Jenny here. Today I want to talk about my system or our system. Want to start with acknowledging the fact that I am not yet diagnosed. We are not 100% sure if it's DID or SDD. The one thing that we know for sure is that we are multiple. They are in numbers. It will be 22 in total. Um, I, as Jenny, was born at the age of 15. Um, we are not specifically going into the trauma parts of it, but it was at the age of 15 once we moved back to Ohio that all of that resurfaced, if that makes sense. Um, we are seeking help for our system, and the reason that I keep looking down is because I did wrote everything down that I wanted to remember for this video specifically. We have very easily sidetracked minded, if that makes sense. There is always a lot of commotion going on, but on the 19th we do have our appointment for our next doctor's visit. We will be posting this through Snapchat, Facebook, as well as Twitter and Instagram. If you would like to follow on those pages, it will be in our description below. Um, Again, I don't know how to edit any of this, so yeah. None of us in the past few years have been dealing with our 5-year plan, if that makes sense. We came up with a few different resolutions, this one being one of them included. This is Chris' idea of a 5-year plan. Like, he would like this page to eventually get to a point that will get us the help that we need, not only mentally but also financially, if that ever makes sense. With that being said, none of this is at this moment specifically done for monetary reasons. This right now is more for us to express who we are, mainly because we don't have a outer world to express it to. Dealing with these disorders, you really have the people that are around you very much so scared of the switches of the multiple personalities of the other people around you or within you. I will start with the ones that don't have any of the 5-year plans, just so we can go through them a little bit quicker. Maybe consider them more like fragments rather than an altar, I suppose. Or at least that's the way that we are referring to them at the moment, because they're very much there for a reason. Like, for example, we have Grace. She is an older woman. She's about 46 years old. She is here just for cleaning purposes for the most part. Like, she is a very angry and bitter woman. She likes her cigarettes. Her favorite brand is Newports. By the way, I was the one who started smoking. The one that started smoking at age 18, 19. I started with Black and Mouse wine at the time. Now I'm with what Black and Mouse filter tips, but we evolved, I guess. There is Jake, which is an 8-year-old vampire, forever immortal, forever child type of deal. We have Jane, which is 20 years old. She believes and she looks like she comes straight from the 1920s, like dress and all. Like her hair is red. It's pinned up all the way to the, like completely pinned up. My hair in the inner world is black. I have hazel eyes and a lot of freckles around my nose. I don't know why, but usually we do have our birthmarks in the same place, which is this little spot right here that didn't cover completely. But yeah, we usually have those in place, but though everything else changes a little bit. We have Kala, which is in charge. She is effective. She comes from Sensei, unfortunately. I only say unfortunately because when it comes to fictives, they come with their own burdens as for other people to understand them, if that makes sense. There is the driver. We don't know his name as of yet. He is in a cocoon at the moment. We within Kitty and Dio and whatnot, they created a potion to heal his skin because he has 3-degree burns all over his skin. Don't know exactly what that's about as of yet, but it is what it is. That's all that is written here. I personally have been kind of having to wrap my hand around what's real and what's not, especially since Jomar asked back into the mind about 2 months ago who's here, and 22 of us replied, when at this entire time all of this has been silent. So it's almost very seamless the way that we go about our day, even though we switch for throughout the day. All 23 of us experience a day eventually at one point or the other. But to continue, there is Akasha, Todd, and Akira. All of them are animals. Todd is a fox, Akira is a wolf, and Akasha is a wolf. Akasha has black fur, like jet black fur, glistening in the night. The pattern that I've noticed by keeping track of things is Akasha is more of the nighttime while Akira is more of the daytime. We also have the pug, which is another dog, but he is also the memory holder. He's been in the body since age of 3. We have Saphira, which is a dragon. She's effective. She was created through Aragon. She is the creator of our inner world, like our inner world portal, or that's the word that we choose to describe it as. We are not yet knowledgeable in all the terms. We don't want to invest more time in wanting to be more of a DID sort of a kind of deal, just more because we don't want to offend anybody in the community. We don't want to offend anybody with the condition of dissociative identity disorder. So it comes with a bigger burden to an extent to have to play it coy or play cool while you're waiting on your diagnosis. But as I proceed, there is Noelian, there is Jomi, which is a 3-year-old. He has been in the body since he was 3 years old. There is Noelia, which is a 6-year-old. She's one of the littles. She has been in the body since she was 6 years old. Jomi has been the only alter as of today that has taken full control of the body. which is what took us to our mental institution at age of, or not age, but like last week, basically. Like we were institutionalized on the 4th of this month. We got out of the hospital the same day. We have scheduled the appointment for our doctor's appointment for the 19th. There is also Jenny, which is myself, of course. I am the fish breather. And now to talk about the ones that have the 5-year plans, there is Christy, which is the mom, or she considers herself the mom. She is the only one that wears glasses. At the moment, she didn't wrote what her 5-year plan is, and she just shouted that her current role is to keep us fed, to keep us employed at the moment, even though we all alternate between our jobs. So is it really for, you know what I mean? Simba has a fictive as well. He's been in the body since age 2 or 3, if I'm not mistaken. He consider himself the same age as the body, and his 5-year plan is getting extremely better with our art. Like we are all very artistic, like we can all draw and paint and whatnot. That's the way that the body dissociates the best, or at least when we're going through a lot of stress in our life, we tend to draw a lot, draw or paint to just take our mind away. Jomar, which is one of the hosts, or one of the main hosts, his 10-year plan rather than 5-year plan is to invest all of our money that we get here to his own shop to sell legal marijuana, if that makes sense, to become a franchise eventually of a corporation of the sort. Dio, which one, he is the god, as, or he considers himself like the young god, as that's what he describes himself as. He says a tree of wisdom, where all energy comes from, where all altars seem to originate, or that's what is written here. He says that he was born at birth. His religion is atheist, even though he is a god. So hard to understand that. At least to our perspective, the way that we pray, the way that we conduct our religion, seem to have fed him that energy, because he was the one that will reply to us. He is the god with a lowercase g, not an uppercase g, if that makes sense. There's Christian. Christian is a 13-year-old boy. And I don't know if I mentioned any of this before, because I don't remember. I have to go back to the original page where everything was written, so I kind of lost track where I was. But he says he has better knowledge of our system, and he says that there's 194 people, or 194 fragments and altars within everything. In my experience, it's only been 9 of us this entire time. Aside from the littles, which I don't count on the original 9, because they don't really serve the purpose or a 5-year plan or anything like that. But other than that, our 9 are, in my experience anyways. Aside from the fragments, which are not counted inside of those 9, as I mentioned. There is Kitty, which she wants to create potions for the skin, which is also Aleshka's aspect. Aleshka and Noelian put us through college in 2016 before all of us going homeless and doing all of that. We ended up in 2017 going homeless. We lost both of our cars. Well, we had a car, lost it, bought another one, lost it. We're past all of that at this point. It's been almost 2 years, and they've been good 2 years. Noelian wants to be a makeup guru or a makeup artist. I don't even know how to say that. I'm Puerto Rican. I apologize about my accent. It is what it is. I'm bilingual. Comes with a cost, I guess. There's Aleshka and Kitty. Both of them want to be a skincare routine. Aleshka wants to do all of the acne and all of that, while Kitty wants to do all of the anti-aging and potions of that sort. It sounds very divided and very weird in a sense, because for us it was just going to school for the body, you know what I mean? Like, it was never been divided in that way. And when you start asking who did this, and the feeling is more of a feeling towards the memory rather than knowing right away. Like, it's more of like it belongs to me rather than it's just a memory, you know what I mean? And there is times that, for example, when Jomar's out, that he doesn't remember much of anything. Usually when we bounce back or when the body wakes up, it wakes up with Jomar in the body, and it's more of a retake of us telling him what the switches days or the time that we've been in the body has been like, in recollection of memory, if of a sort. I don't know what we call it. Like, we're not technically savvy on the terms. I am not the one that does the research. That's more of Christy's style. She also is the one that, she's a nerd. She's the one that studies for us, while Christian takes parts of whatever she's studying, because she studies through YouTube. She's been studying through YouTube for almost 2 years now to figure a way out of all of our situation. Christian studies the video formats, the games and all of that people like to play on YouTube. Noelian likes to watch makeup videos, while I like to watch fish videos. Like, everything fish, everything filter, DIY, everything, all of that sort. It's just me, you know. This video's been long enough. That is all of us. There is, once again, 22 in total. Sometimes it seems unreal to me that there's so many. Like, why are we so many? I mean, I guess our therapist will tell us. We'll keep you updated. I'll see you guys.